Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are doing amazing. In today's video, I will be tapping into the energies of the person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. So as per usual, the timestamps will be in the description bar below as well as the comments. So let's just get started here. Okay, starting off with Aries. The person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Okay, so we have the Ten of Cups on the bottom of the deck, and we have the Knight of Cups. This definitely could be an incoming offer or a connection that is kind of, or someone who is ready to take things to the next level or take the next step with you, because I do see an offer, but I also see that commitment is weighing very heavily on their mind. There may be some sort of a family dynamic that already exists between you and this individual, or that is just something that they, again, have in mind here. Let's see. You definitely could be thinking of a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Okay. The Fool card. Okay. The Four of Cups. Definitely could be new love with the Fool card. I'm going to clarify what's going on here, but for some odd reason, it's almost like what I see here is someone taking a leap of faith towards you, but a part of them is feeling a bit rejected, or they are questioning your emotions. I could be picking up on just someone who is in like a very hesitant energy, but it's a bit contradicting to me with the Fool card as well as the Four of Cups. They feel confident coming towards you, but there could be something that is communicated or something that happens this week where it causes them to feel a bit discouraged, or rejected is the word that I was initially getting here. Okay. Keep in mind with the Four of Cups, doesn't necessarily have to be something that happens between the both of you, because the Four of Cups is also symbolic for a very dreamy energy or fantasizing or being up in your mind. So this person may just be feeding into their negative thoughts, or there may be some sort of pessimistic thoughts that are that they're trying to fight here. So it doesn't mean that you are saying something to this person to cause them to feel rejected, but I see a bit of a contradicting energy here. Like they're confident about coming forward, but either something happens or they're thinking about something which causes them to take a few steps back or be a little bit hesitant here. Eight of Swords. Okay, yeah. So this is a very clear message that this is someone who is thinking about you quite a bit, but they're in their own way. So even if they're conversing with you this week, Aries, even if they're connecting with you, there is a part of them that feels a bit confused. There is a part of them that feels a bit stuck. So the Eight of Swords is usually some sort of mental restrictions that you feel. So this person, again, like I said, not to sound too repetitive, they could be in their own way, or they're feeding into negative thoughts, or there's something here that they're thinking about and it doesn't make sense in their mind. It doesn't mean that it's not going to be, or it's something where you can't find a solution for it, but it's like they're keeping it to themselves. They're thinking about it constantly, and it feels more complex in their mind than the reality of it. Okay, so I don't feel like it's something that you're communicating. I don't feel like it's something that you're doing on your end per se to cause this person to feel rejected or stuck, but it's more what they are thinking about or the thoughts that they are feeding into. Okay. Nine of Swords, wow. Okay, yeah, this is definitely someone who's trying to take the next step with you, have a new beginning here, but they are very It's almost seems to me that they're fearing rejection, yes, but there's a lot of overthinking going on. There's a lot more happening for this person internally and mentally than what they are showing you on the external or what they are expressing to you. I see it as someone who is thinking about you a lot, more specifically at night. And Eight of Swords and Nine of Swords could kind of be when your thoughts are getting the best of you, when you are telling yourself something constantly, so you start to believe it. I feel like this person could also be over analyzing or overthinking how to communicate with you, or even an energy of like maybe writing out a message and then deleting it and feeling like, you know what, that's not good enough. I need to um, reevaluate how I want to communicate with Aries. A lot of overthinking. Actually, I think that overthinking or overanalyzing would be an understatement here, because again, we do have the Eight of Swords and the Nine of Swords in their feelings. Now, what's interesting to me is the Nine of Swords is clarifying the Fool card. So the main thing that this person is stressed out about is there's almost this question that they have in mind, where, it could be along the lines of, am I being too confident? Am I getting ahead of myself? Right? Because with the Fool card being the first card in their feelings, there is some sort of confidence that they feel. There is a very positive and optimistic energy that they feel when it comes to approaching you. But then they begin to backtrack because they start to ask themselves, is it all in my mind? Am I just being too optimistic? Am I going to be rejected? Is it actually going to work out the way that I want it to? 10 of Pentacles. So this person definitely has commitment on their mind. There's something here that they're going to communicate to you this week, Aries, that you don't expect. It's like if you're conversing with them as you're watching my read, you may be very familiar with the pattern, or you may be very familiar with how this person, interacts with you. But there may be something here that they tell you or confess that you don't expect. I don't see it as something that's negative. I just see it as like a very unexpected energy here. Six of Pentacles, definitely wanting to give to this situation, definitely wanting to invest in this connection here. What's interesting is with the Four of Cups, Eight of Swords, we have the Six of Pentacles clarifying the Eight of Swords. So this person could feel like they have quite a bit on their plate. This may even be someone who feels stuck in one situation, but they want to give to a situation with you, which could be the reason why they're feeling a little bit held back. Kind of like, I need to either let go of something or I need to release something in order for things between Aries and I to take off. And again, for others of you, it's just a mental block that this person feels. King of Swords, clarifying the Nine of Swords. Yeah. Okay. So there's either a thinking pattern or quite literally a situation that this person is trying to completely cut ties with, because it's getting in the way of something that they want with you. And for some reason, Aries, I'm getting strongly that when this person is thinking about you this week, they are reminded of a family dynamic. So, like, maybe you have children with this person, or that's just something that you guys spoke about, but I'm seeing that very strongly here. This person could be connecting with you, and expressing that they've had some sort of an ending in their life. So this is a general reading. You're going to know your situation better than I will, but there is some sort of like an ending or a conclusion that this person is going to be confessing to you or speaking to you about it. The Lovers. Yeah, so this is someone who feels like very strongly towards you, but there's a very strong energy of, I want to do something about that. With the Lovers here, it kind of tells me all I need to know. This could be a connection that was at a standstill for quite some time, or there was a major decision that was constantly put on the back burner. Okay, and so this person is wanting to make a decision, but that decision requires them to cut ties elsewhere or let go of a thinking pattern, something that is negatively impacting them mentally here, which is what they're letting go of, which is what they're going to be communicating to you. But there's something about that energy that feels very unexpected. And then we have the Eight of Cups, yes. Connecting with you, Eight of Cups is being clarified by the Hermit. Connecting with you is requiring them to cut ties with something that no longer serves them. And the Hermit and the Eight of Cups is like realizing what is missing and turning inward. And maybe even there could be, this could be letting me know that there's some sort of shadow work that is going on, or there's some sort of wisdom that this person is gaining because they're walking away from what does not serve them. You could also be thinking of a Virgo, okay? So that is what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Taurus. Okay, Taurus. So let's see the person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Okay. So we have the Magician on the bottom of the deck here, and we have the Nine of Cups. Someone is manifesting you or manifesting communication from you. That's what I'm getting strongly here. You may find that you're thinking about this person a lot more frequently this week, and it's because they're thinking of you. There's some sort of telepathic communication or an energetic pull that you feel. It's like you can sense this person's thinking of you because you're thinking of them, or there's something that the both of you are thinking about, and it's like I'm getting a vision of like a cord. So somehow it's connected. So whether it's you guys are thinking about the same thing, whether it's you guys are reminded of the same thing if it comes to the past, but I see someone who is manifesting you or manifesting communication from you very strongly here, okay? I also feel with the Magician as well as the Nine of Cups, this is someone who feels like this connection is something that makes them very happy. It could even be someone who's viewing you as wish fulfillment here, you know, connecting with you and feeling like, wow, I'm really happy, or this is all I've wanted in a partner, etc. Okay, how is this person feeling about my Taurus? Okay, the Hanged Man, you could be thinking of a Pisces, and we have the Seven of Swords. Very strong energy of like wanting to communicate with you or wanting an opportunity to like speak to you, or they're hoping they bump into you. But with the Hanged Man as well as the Seven of Swords, there has been some sort of a break between the both of you. And so this person may be you know, coming back into your life or reconnecting with you, but in a very strategic way here. Now I'm going to clarify the Seven of Swords, but so far what I see is like a pause or some sort of silence that is followed by communication. But this person is being very strategic in terms of how they're approaching you or how they're speaking to you. So in some cases, they may feel like they're walking on eggshells, or there are certain things that they should not mention. Okay. The other thing that I see here, guys, with the Seven of Swords is like this person has been thinking about something that they have yet to communicate to you. Like they have constantly been thinking about it, and they feel like if they don't, you know, communicate it to you or get it off their mind, it's going to be something that sticks with them for a very long time. So this may be someone who's like where there has been a pause, but they're opening, you know, communication, or they are starting a conversation with you specifically because they have something that they have been thinking about that they want to tell you. The King of Cups. You could be dealing with a water sign, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. We do have heavy Piscean energy here. Yeah, it's like you have someone here who is opening up their heart to you. They're being very honest about how they feel. And I'm specifically getting in their feelings, Taurus, that this is someone who is taking more of a mature approach, or something that did not make sense to them about either their emotions towards you or your emotions towards them. Definitely or certainly something in the emotional department with the King of Cups did not make sense to them in the past, or they feel like they responded to it or handled it in a very immature way, where their approach is more mature now, or they have a better understanding. And so you're going to see that in their approach this time around. We have the Five of Swords clarifying the Hanged Man. Yeah, I see someone who's very tired of feeling mentally conflicted when they think about you. So it's like, you know, I want to speak to Taurus, or there's one specific thing that I'm constantly bothered by or thinking about, and I'm going to communicate that to Taurus. With the Five of Swords, I also see it as, because I'm trying to explain this energy without it sounding confusing. So give me a moment here. Okay. So something that they thought made sense to them in the past, they are reevaluating, or something that they felt like it's almost an energy of someone feeling like they had it all figured out and then being, corrected, or um, feeling like, you know what, I did feel like I had it figured out, but now I'm clearly realizing that I did not, because there's either some sort of clarity that this person is gaining, or the Five of Swords and the Seven of Swords could be like when you're thinking from a space of anger or frustration, which could cloud the truth or what's actually going on, the reality of the situation, if you know what I mean here. So I do see them feeling very sick and tired of feeling conflicted and wanting to open communication with you. The Sun card, yeah. There's definitely some sort of clarity this person is gaining. You could be thinking of a Leo. With the Sun card clarifying the Seven of Swords, I also feel like what's being illuminated to this person this week is possibly some sort of wrongdoing on their end, or something that they just were not open about. So it's kind of like a repetitive message here for you, Taurus, but pretty much what I'm seeing here is what's mentally impacting this person is what they did not tell you. And because it's still very conflicting or causing some sort of internal conflict for them, they really want to open up about it. There's something that's coming up for them this week in terms of clarity that is guiding them in the direction of confessing something to you. The King of Cups is being clarified by the Eight of Cups. This may be someone who walked away from you in the past, or it's just confirming that there definitely has been some sort of a pause or a separation here. This person's also realizing what's not working for them. So I'm getting more specifically, Taurus, that there could be something that this person is telling themselves. Or there could be, for example, like a grudge that they were holding, or something that was emotionally impacting them and they were kind of holding on to that frustration instead of trying to heal it, right? But they're at a point now where they're like, this is not serving me. Like, even if I'm upset or I'm holding a grudge, I'm still thinking about solving something with Taurus. And in order to do that, I need to let go of either the grudge or frustration or whatever it is that they're holding on to, because it is a general read and you're going to know your situation better than I will. But I do see them, Eight of Cups is detaching from what's no longer working. And this is concerning the emotional department, again, with the Eight of Cups and the King of Cups there. We have the Death card, putting an end to, I feel like, yes, they are putting an end to what no longer serves them, but this is someone who has accepted that things might not be the same between the both of you moving forward, but they're still willing to create some sort of a new beginning or a change. It's like, I want to reconnect with Taurus, but I know that what we used to have is over, but I want to turn over a new leaf. So it's not like they're entirely hopeless, or they're not, like, they're still holding on to some sort of faith, but they also know that the dynamic has really changed between the both of you, or they're feeling like a severe energetic shift. The Death card could also be symbolic for like a wake-up call that someone is having, which is what I see here, especially because I'm reading it hand in hand with the Sun card. Two of Cups, yeah. This is someone who has very strong feelings for you, Taurus. And the Two of Cups is also an energy of listening to your higher self. So this person could be using their kind of like intuition to maneuver through the situation here, or they're receiving signs about you, this connection with you specifically this week. And there's definitely like something they feel they misunderstood about you. But in the past, they may have felt like, I have it all figured out. I know exactly what's going on. But now they're looking at it like, oh, wow, okay, so this is what was really going on. And I thought I knew what was going on, but I didn't, because I was operating from a space of either, anger or frustration or conflict with the Five of Swords. So I do see that they feel like they read you incorrectly, or they misunderstood something about you, and that's the reason for their return here. We have the Five of Wands. This person may also feel like they communicate to you that they walked away from a situation with you because they had other things going on, or something in their environment was impacting them, because the Five of Wands could be like a very chaotic situation, or it could be where there's more than just two people involved. And so this person could have chose to walk away, from the situation with you in order to figure something out in their personal life here. What's the Five of Wands, the Fool card? Yeah. Them walking away from a situation that doesn't serve them, or them just being able to release, caring about the opinion of others as well, because the Five of Wands could be some sort of external opinions, is making them feel more courageous or confident in having a new beginning with you. Okay, so that's what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Gemini. Okay, Gemini. So the person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Okay, you could be thinking of a Libra or a Taurus. We have the Empress on the bottom of the deck. Okay, so Justice card, Libra and energy. Some sort of a full circle moment for you this week, Gemini. So like, this is someone who's either communicating with you, or there's something that is being finalized in a situation where you're feeling more at ease. But I also feel like there's some sort of an urgency that this person could be feeling to make things right with you, or do things the right way, if you will. Something to do with a mother. So, you may be a mother yourself, or, it could be that this person is going to their mother or some sort of a mother figure for advice about this connection here. Okay. It's like, the Empress could also be symbolic for birthing something new. It doesn't necessarily have to be that there are children in this dynamic, but even if it is about birthing something new, what I'm getting strongly is someone who wants to do right by you or make things right with you. Okay, how is this person feeling about Gemini? Okay, Five of Swords and the Moon card. I'm hearing passive aggression. Like, for the Five of Swords and the Moon card to come out in this person's feelings, like there's something here that is definitely upsetting them, or something that they're facing some sort of internal conflict about, but they are keeping it to themselves. It's almost like they're suppressing how they really feel, or they're suppressing the anger or the frustration that they feel. With the Five of Swords, there could have been, a recent disagreement or an argument that is still very fresh on this person's mind. But with the Moon card, it's almost like there's a very isolated or alone kind of empty feeling that's coming through. So they could feel like, even if it was a misunderstanding, it could be that they're wanting to communicate something to you or clear something up. But the Five of Swords being the first card in their feelings kind of tells me all I need to know about how they're feeling this week, which is very conflicted, or thinking strongly about what's not working in this connection, something that you guys are disagreeing on, something that you guys are, having a hard time seeing eye to eye on. You could be thinking of a Pisces, the Three of Cups. What's the Five of Swords? The Ten of Cups, yeah. There's some sort of a disagreement, okay, that you guys are having, or even if it, recently happened. It's like, the reason why I'm saying having is it's still happening in the now with the Five of Swords, in their feelings. Like, it's something that's still impacting them. So there has been a disagreement pertaining to a higher level of commitment, whether it's some sort of disagreement pertaining to children, whether it's a disagreement because of a family dynamic. Even if you don't have a family with this person, it could be that there are external opinions that are somehow impacting the connection between the both of you. But there's something here that you guys are not able to agree on, and they're still thinking about it. They're keeping it to themselves, but they're thinking about it. They're like, how do I make things right? How do I solve this? Because what I see is someone acknowledging that you mean a lot to them, but there's also something here that may feel a little bit like a deal breaker, or something that means a lot to the both of you, but you guys have two different perspectives on it. So it's like looking at that very thing, or looking at that specific aspect of the relationship and saying, how are we going to work through this? The Moon card is being clarified by the Eight of Wands. Okay. So you may find that, if this person is held back, or they have been held back for quite some time, the communication from them could be very unexpected, or you feel like this connection was at a stagnant space and then things start picking up the pace here as well. Because I do see communication, or something moving, or finally progressing is the kind of energy that's coming through. But I also see someone who is holding on to some sort of frustration or anger, and it's coming off to me a little bit indirect or passive. So like, even if you are connecting with this person, maybe you can sense that there's something here that's still bothering them, but they're not necessarily communicating that very thing to you. The Six of Wands clarifying the Three of Cups. You guys may have mutual friends. And with the Six of Wands, that does speak about, success or victory, or wanting some sort of a successful outcome. But what I'm getting strongly here, guys, is like, the both of you could be invited to like an event or a gathering, or you guys end up at the same space because of some sort of a mutual connection here. And this person could be doing something to kind of grab your attention. So if this is not in person, you may find that this is a week where, maybe they're subliminally hinting something at you, because what I see strongly is this person wants your attention. They want you to focus on them. And they're wanting to communicate with you, but they're struggling with speaking about something that you guys are disagreeing on. This could even be because they are fearing some sort of confrontation, or they don't want things to escalate. It's almost as if they feel if they were to express what they're upset about or what's impacting them, it's going to turn into an argument, or it's going to escalate, or it's going to turn, it's like they're opening a can of worms that they're not ready for, is what I'm seeing. Someone here could be in the public eye, whether it's you or this person. The World card. Yeah. It's like they feel one chapter has come to an end, or what you guys are disagreeing on is making this person realize that something needs to come to an end. So like, for example, if it's, to do with this person's behavior, and maybe it's something that the both of you can work on. They're like, okay, well, we need to stop connecting or communicating with each other the way that we used to if we want things to move forward in the now. So I do see a cycle closing out here with the World card. I also feel like you could specifically be speaking to this person online. The Six of Swords. Yeah, making peace with you, moving closer to you. With the Six of Swords clarifying the Eight of Wands, it's like, the best way for me to boil down this energy, Gemini, is yes, I see this person communicating with you, but they are trying very hard to keep the peace. So again, this is all about perspective, right, guys? So, if keeping the peace is something that you're looking for this week, of course, that's going to be your desired outcome. But on the flip side, if you are wanting to address what is bothering you, or what is bothering this person, or even the both of you, that may be something where it's rubbing you the wrong way. Because I see someone who is communicating with you, but you can actually sense the passive aggression, or you can sense that they're really wanting to keep the peace, which is great, but it's also an energy of like sweeping something else under the rug here. The Magician. Yeah. Desperately wanting to turn over a new leaf here, but the only block, or not really a block, but the only thing that I see here that could be, maybe something that you don't entirely agree with, is the fact that you might be noticing, okay, this person is holding on to something, but they're not communicating it to me. So it doesn't feel authentic. It feels like you're just trying to keep the peace because you don't want things to escalate, or you're avoiding an argument or a disagreement, but you may feel like a disagreement is much needed. Okay? So that's what I'm seeing here for you guys. Moving on to Cancer. Okay, Cancer. So the person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Let's see. Okay, Ace of Swords and the King of Cups. There's some sort of truth that is being revealed to you, whether it's, you know, directly from this person that you're thinking about, or it's, you know, maybe from like a mutual friend here. You're receiving some sort of truth, but for some reason, I feel like you already know this very information that is coming towards you. It's almost like your intuition is being confirmed. Like you already have a gut feeling about something, but something is being communicated to you in the 3D where it's like, okay, this is exactly what I was feeling, or this is exactly what I was thinking. I also feel, you know, the Ace of Swords to me as a reader is like the yes card. So there could be a reason why you clicked on my reading today, Cancer, or there could be a question that you have and I feel like the answer is yes, or there's something that is very fulfilling to you, something that is working out the way that you want it to. Okay, how is this person feeling about Cancer? You could be dealing with an air sign, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. The Empress wanted to pop out here. Someone is viewing you as very rare, very special. They feel like you know, tick off all the boxes here. You could be thinking of a Libra or potentially a Taurus. Okay, let's see. The Chariot, there you are. You're really in your element this week, Cancer. Like you're getting your mojo back, or there's something here that is progressing for you that is visible to this person here. Two of Pentacles. Yeah, it almost seems to me that like something that you have a strong feeling about, or it's almost like this person feels that you are moving forward or you are at a different space than you were in the past. And I do see like an energy of wanting to approach you, but Two of Pentacles could be when there's a little bit of confusion, or there's something that this person is going back and forth between, whether it's choosing what to say or it's like they're juggling two different situations here. It could be the case as well. The King of Pentacles. You have someone here, Cancer, that is like a very busy individual, or like they have a lot on their plate, maybe even a lot of responsibilities, specifically financial responsibilities here. But you are on their mind and they feel like you're moving forward or something is progressing for you, and it's kind of just, you know, alter their perspective on you, or they feel like it's like changed you as a person. I hope I'm explaining that correctly. Like if it's like a new job, or maybe you've relocated, like there's something that is happening the way that you want it to, and it's almost like your energy and your focus is going towards that thing where you're not as invested in possibly the connection here. They're viewing you as someone who's always moving forward, always growing, like you don't stay stuck for a very long time. Even if you're connecting with this person, they feel like every time you guys connect, there's something that has changed about you or in your life. And with the Two of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles, it is someone who's thinking about stability or wanting to invest in you, but their approach is very grounded. It's also very strong energy of someone who has like a lot of financial responsibilities, and they're like, okay, I'm trying to maintain what I need to be doing, or, you know, situations that I feel, you know, are my responsibility, but I'm also thinking about Cancer. Because for the Chariot to come out as the first card in their feelings, you're definitely on their mind. But there's, more specifically, there's like a change that they're realizing here. The Queen of Swords. It's interesting because we did see the Ace of Swords as well. With the Queen of Swords and their feelings, this person may feel like you are, like there's a part of you that is frustrated with this situation, but you're seeing things very clearly, which is interesting because with the Ace of Swords, we did see the King of Cups, and I mentioned that there's something about your intuition being confirmed, or some sort of truth that is being revealed to you. So this person is viewing you as if some sort of truth has changed your perspective on them. The Queen of Swords could also be read as someone who's going through like a severe ending or some sort of a breakthrough in their life. So this person could be, there could be some sort of a cycle that is ending for them, or they could be facing some sort of legal matters as well. The Tower, clarifying the Two of Pentacles. Why is this giving me an energy of someone who feels like they had more time to figure something out or make a decision when it came to you or the connection with you? You could be thinking of a Scorpio. But the Tower, yes, it's a very unexpected energy, Cancer, but there's also, I feel like this person, when they think of you this week, they're like, wow, so much has happened so quickly, and I don't feel like I was prepared for it. They may even be viewing you as handling a situation much better than they are. The Tower could even be like a very abrupt ending here. The King of Pentacles, Nine of Wands. Very like this is like the wounded warrior card. So like they're like this person is not giving up. There is a part of them that wants to fight for this connection or reconnect with you. But the Nine of Wands is also an energy of maybe something here that is causing them to feel defensive. Something here where it's like, I want to reconnect with Cancer, but for example, it could be, I want to reconnect with Cancer, but I don't want the past to make its way into the present. Because if I have to go through, what we went through in the past, I don't think I could handle it this time around. Because they're not giving up on the connection, but they're very drained. They're very exhausted. Because Nine of Wands is like when you're willing to continue fighting for something, but you're fighting with what you feel you have left. So like it's a very drained or overwhelmed energy. You may have this person blocked, or there could be blocks in communication. So like this person could be just facing difficulty with how to get through to you or how to communicate with you. Page of Wands. I feel like this is someone who's missing you. Page of Wands is definitely, communication, but it's in like a very lighthearted or, I've missed you, or, how have you been? Like that kind of way. Like there's more that they want to communicate to you, but I think the way that they initially come in or open a conversation with you could be a little more on the lighthearted side. Ace of Pentacles clarifying the Tower. Okay, and the Six of Wands clarifying the Nine of Wands. There's something here that is progressing for you. I'm seeing that strongly, and it's visible to this person. They are wanting to reconnect with you or offer you something stable, but they're hoping that it's something that you will accept. They're hoping that you are wanting to, like you guys are on the same page. The doubt that I see that they have in mind is that your perspective has changed, or you are focused on something new elsewhere. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're focused on another person or another connection, but it could just be that, if your career is taking off, they could be looking at the situation like, I truly feel like Cancer is more focused on their career. I'm not sure if they are thinking about a relationship with me, but I do see a very determined energy when it comes to having a new start here. I see a little bit of back and forth with the Two of Pentacles. That could be figuring out how to communicate with you or figuring out how to make time for you while they are dealing with other responsibilities. Because I see like a very realistic approach, or like, okay, yes, I want to reconnect with Cancer, but what is the most like realistic approach? How is this actually going to work? Like, what do I need to do? How do I make time for it? That sort of thing. Okay. So that is what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Leo. Okay, Leo. So the person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Magician wanted to pop out here. Someone could be manifesting you, maybe even manifesting a conversation between the both of you. We have the Three of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck and the King of Pentacles. This could be someone that you work with, or they're familiar with what you do for work, or they're familiar with your career here. Some sort of like online communication, someone who definitely wants to work with you. I feel like with the King of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles, it definitely could be an earth sign as well, like Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. But it's like what they have in mind is coming together. It could even be that they want to come to some sort of a mutual agreement with you. Okay, how is this person feeling about Leo? Two of Swords and the Five of Pentacles. Yeah, definitely wanting to come to some sort of a mutual agreement, because I feel with the Two of Swords, you know, being the first card in their feelings, um, there's a lot of confusion here, Leo. Like, they are thinking about you this week, but they're not really sure what's going on in this connection. They're not really sure what to think or how to feel. Um, Two of Swords also comes up when, or it could be letting me know that this person is having a hard time seeing past some sort of illusion here. And with the Five of Pentacles, it could be because they feel like an outsider in your life. It's like, I don't have access to Leo, so I don't really know what's going on. So I'm just assuming what's going on. But then their assumptions are leading to or causing them to feel more stressed out. Because it's like, I just have to figure it out on my own, or I just have to assume or imagine how Leo's feeling or what's happening. But that's raising a lot of worry for them, because what they're thinking may not be the truth, right? It's just an assumption here. They are missing you, definitely feeling like an outsider, but I feel like this is someone who is looking at the situation with you and wondering, can things be different? Can we do things differently? Or is it going to be, you know, a consistent pattern? Is it going to be something like, are things always going to be the same between Leo and I? Because the Two of Swords, guys, like, it could be a very kind of like this or that way of thinking, where you are having a hard time seeing a new way of doing things, a new approach, right? So that's what I see in their feelings. And we have the Queen of Cups there. You could be thinking of a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Yeah, I mean, I do feel like it's someone who has a lot of love for you, or they are operating from their heart space. Hence why I did mention they're really missing you. But it's like, something that they're thinking about or something that they're trying to figure out on their own is just resulting in them feeling more confused, because it's like a very indirect energy, or this person may feel like they don't have a way of communicating with you, or they're having trouble getting through to you if it's not about, you know, they don't have a way of communicating with you. The Two of Swords is being clarified by the Three of Cups. Okay, what's the Five of Pentacles? The Emperor. There's something to do with work that is coming through very strongly, guys. Like, you know, this could be someone you work with, like I said, or this could be like your boss, or they are some sort of an authoritative figure when it comes to, or even a public figure in some cases. But we have the Emperor and the Three of Cups. Like, what I'm getting strongly is wanting to fix things with you, or wanting to feel more at peace, but there's some sort of control that they're unable to release, or there is like a specific outcome that they're attached to. Because with the Emperor, they're clarifying the Five of Pentacles. It's like, I need to stand by what I said, or um, it's like an energy of feeling stuck, or feeling like they need to stand by something they communicated to you in the past, but their feelings or their thoughts are very contradicting. So it could be like their emotions versus their ego, or their emotions in the now versus maybe their emotions in the past, and what that caused them to communicate to you. And like, as much as they're missing you, it's like they want a sense of control. And I don't really see it in a way of like wanting to control the connection with you, but this may be someone who really struggles to open up, you know, especially when it comes to being vulnerable. Because with the Emperor and the Five of Pentacles, it's like, I am missing Leo, or I am feeling like an outsider, but I don't want Leo to know, or I don't want to fold under pressure. I don't want to reveal my emotions. So there is a lot that they're masking here, and it's because it makes them feel like they have a sense of control. you know, quite literally, this could be someone who views emotions as a sign of weakness. In no way am I saying that's the truth, but this is what's going on in your person's feelings. Seven of Wands. Something here that they could be feeling very defensive about. And like what I'm getting strongly, Leo, is yes, it's someone who is acknowledging that they still feel strongly towards you. It's someone who's viewing you as very nurturing. They could be really craving, your affection or wanting to be in your company this week. But here's the thing with the Emperor and the Seven of Wands, there's something here that they feel like they're still standing on, or they're not able to go back on it. So it's like, yes, I miss Leo, but I still don't agree with A, B, and C, or I still don't agree with, something that happened in the past. So like in the current moment, if you're not speaking to this person because of a disagreement that you guys have had, they still feel like they disagree and they still feel like they stand by what they said, but they don't want that to be in the way of the connection with you. They don't want that to be the reason that you guys never speak again. But it's a little bit confusing for them because it's like, I still disagree, but I still want to speak to you. So is that going to work, or is something going to happen where it's going to cause me to feel more defensive than I already do? And I do feel like this person has opened up to you, but to an extent. Like there are certain things this person's not comfortable speaking about, or there are certain things that this person feels like if they were to put it out in the open, it would, cause you to view them as weak. It doesn't mean that that's how you're going to view them. It's just what's going on in their feelings. Three of Cups is being clarified by the Ten of Cups. What's the Emperor? The Five of Wands. There's something that feels very chaotic about this situation. It could even be, Five of Wands could be just more than you and this person involved in this connection, whether it's friends or family that have an opinion, about what you guys have going on here. But there's something about the situation that feels very chaotic, and this person feels like they have to hold their composure, or they have to, like they're not showing you on the outside how much it's actually impacting them. It's almost as if they know that the energy is very chaotic. They know that there's some sort of drama going on pertaining to this connection, but they're not showing you that it's affecting them. It's like, I have it under control. I know what's going on, or I know what to do. But really, there is a level of confusion. Two of Swords being the first card in their feelings is actually someone who is having a very difficult time seeing how things can change, seeing how they can do things differently. Emperor could also be an energy of someone who is like stuck in their ways, or they have a very specific way of going about things. And so that's fine, but when it comes to a situation like this, they're like, okay, well, I wish I knew how to do something differently, but they're accustomed to approaching or reacting or doing things in a very similar manner. So I see that creating a little bit of a block here. The Judgment clarifying the Seven of Wands. What's a Judgment? Some of you could be dealing with a Scorpio. It's almost like you choosing yourself, or you choosing to turn inward, or, shift your focus, to something that is progressing for you, has caused this person to wake up or realize that this is what I'm going to miss, or this is what I'm going to lose out on if I don't, do something to find a solution. But here's the thing, Leo, as much as this person wants to find a solution, for the fact that you guys are not speaking, or there's some sort of emotional distance, they still feel like something you guys are disagreeing on is going to impact the connection. It's like, yes, I want to reconnect with Leo, but that very thing that we're disagreeing on, how are we going to see past that? Because there's no way that we're going to come to an agreement on that very thing. Okay, so that's what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Virgo. Okay, Virgo. So the person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Okay, Ace of Swords on the bottom of the deck, and we have the Three of Swords. Okay. What I'm hearing, Virgo, is some sort of a breakthrough when it comes to your healing journey, or something that has been very difficult for you to process about the person you're thinking about, or about a connection that you're thinking about, is becoming a little bit easier. Okay, so like if you felt very drained because of a falling out or because of a separation, I do see that you're either receiving some sort of clarity, or um, it's becoming just a little bit more easier for you to process and move forward from. Okay. How is this person feeling about Virgo? The High Priestess, the Ten of Cups. What I see here, Virgo, is someone who is like really trying to figure you out. There may be something very like hidden or isolated about your energy, even if it's particularly this week. Um, because with the High Priestess and the Ten of Cups, it's like they're trying to figure you out, or they're trying to maybe see what you have going on or what has changed for you. But it's like they feel there's like this very hidden energy, whether it's you're choosing not to communicate with them, whether it's there are blocks in communication here. And we have the Six of Wands, wanting a connection or a commitment with you to be successful is what I see with the Six of Wands and the Ten of Cups. But there could even be an energy of this person really wanting your attention. So whether it's something that they're subliminally hinting to you, or it's just something that's going on energetically where it's like, I really want Virgo to speak to me, or I really want Virgo to, pay attention to me. This may be someone who's in the public eye, but something about you feels like home to them. So like, even if it's someone who receives a lot of attention, or like I said, they're in the public eye, there's something about wanting you to specifically pay attention to them, wanting or feeling like you are the one who feels like home to them, or there's a level of security that they feel when they connect with you. But the High Priestess being the first card in their feelings is like a lot of curiosity, definitely trying to figure you out, but feeling like the energy is hidden, or it could even be that there is silence between the both of you. So it may be someone you're not speaking to, and they really want to speak to you. You could be thinking of a Pisces with the High Priestess. We have the Justice card clarifying the High Priestess, Libran energy. Wanting to do right by you is what I see. There could be some sort of legal matters, pertaining to this connection, or maybe that's just something that they're going through on their end. But I feel like this person wants to do right by you, or, make things right. There's something here that they feel like is not fair, and they're trying to or wanting to correct that. And like, I'm also seeing here, Virgo, that this person may feel like your perspective on them has changed, or something. Like, for example, if there's silence between the both of you because of a misunderstanding, they feel like that misunderstanding really changed your perception on them. I don't want to say they feel like you're judging them, but in a way, I am getting that. It's like, even if it's not judging them, it's like your perception is changing, right? It's like maybe you're viewing them in a completely different light. That's how they're feeling here. The Moon card. Yeah, there's like a very hidden energy here, or this person feels like this relationship had a lot of secrets. The Moon card clarifying the Ten of Cups could also be a relationship. If it's not about the relationship had a lot of secrets, it could be that the relationship was a secret. So, this person could feel like they were connecting with you, and they felt the emotions were very deep, but there was a reason why this connection wasn't able to be publicized. Because what I see in their feelings is like a very discreet, hidden kind of energy here. And the High Priestess and the Moon card is also, especially both coming out in the same spread, this person is receiving signs about you. Something to do with their intuition is also being highlighted here. The Death card clarifying the Six of Wands. Some of you could be dealing with a Scorpio, feeling like they need to accept an ending or process what has happened, but also feeling like they can't really be direct about their emotions. For some of you, what I see here is there's like a lot of inner conflict pertaining to the connection with you, but there may be another situation at hand that needs to come to an end or that they need to release in order to be able to freely express themselves to you. Because there's definitely a block that they feel with the Death card and the Justice card. And with the Moon, again, it's something that they're not really revealing to you. So that's just two different examples. Like if it's not thinking about the connection with you and you know, facing difficulty expressing their emotions, it very much could be that there is some sort of an ending in their personal life and they're trying to deal with that prior to coming forward. That very thing could also be causing some sort of restrictions. Five of Pentacles, this person could have taken some sort of a large financial hit here, or there's something to do with their stability that is changing. So if it's not about finances, it could be, you know, like their living situation that is changing here. What's the Moon card? The Lovers. Someone who feels like they can't help how they feel about you, but they also can't be direct about it or open about it in the current moment. A little bit of a repetitive message, but I'm getting that very strongly. Like there's something where this person's like, okay, I do feel very connected to Virgo, but I can't be open about that in the current moment. I have to keep it to myself. You could be thinking of a Gemini. What's the Death card? The Page of Swords. Yeah. Like they're very curious about you. Best believe that this person is keeping tabs on you, even if they're not communicating with you. You know, Page of Swords is a very curious energy. It could be, you know, this person kind of checking up on your social media. You know, maybe they're watching tarot readings, like whatever it is, they're trying to figure you out. But it's a very discreet energy, almost as if they don't want you to know or they don't want someone else or another energy to know. It's like a very, like almost like a protective barrier surrounding this connection with you. And the Lovers is when someone feels very deeply towards you. Sure, it could even be read as like a soulmate energy. But really what that card boils down to is some sort of a major decision or turning point when it comes to a deeper connection here. So it could be wanting to take that next step with you. But this week specifically, I feel like there's more silence, there's more of a hidden energy and a very indirect energy. Okay. So that is what I'm seeing for you guys. Moving on to Libra. Okay, Libra, the person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Okay, so we have the Justice card on the bottom of the deck here, and we have the Judgment. I see something occurring in this connection this week for you, Libra, where you feel more at ease. The Judgment and the Justice is almost like some sort of a breakthrough here or a full circle moment, even something just working out in your favor. Specifically for some of you, there could be some sort of legal issues that are working out in your favor. That's not going to be the case for all of you. You could be dealing with a Scorpio. It's as if someone is thinking about you, but they feel like they can no longer run from what is. Because a Judgment card could also be like a severe wake-up call or something that is hitting you, something that is being illuminated to you, and you kind of like have no choice but deal with it or face it. Okay. The King of Cups and the Nine of Swords. I see someone who wants to open up to you emotionally. And so with the King of Cups followed by the Nine of Swords, it could also be that this person feels their emotions towards you, or I should say how they're feeling towards you could also be something that is stressing them out a bit this week. But it's like they're, with the King of Cups being the first card in their feelings, they definitely want to open up to you emotionally. They want to tell you how they feel. Could even be wanting to have some sort of a heart-to-heart conversation here, but they're trying to be mature about it, or they're trying to feel emotionally balanced. So with the Nine of Swords being the second card, their emotions are something that are feeling very overwhelming for them this week. So it's like, I want to make sure that I'm at more of a balanced space, or I want to make sure that I am feeling like my emotions are intact before I connect with Libra. Because they feel like if they connect with you while they are in a space of feeling overwhelmed, it's not going to work out for them the way that they want it to. I do see that there could be something here that they're really overanalyzing, or they can't stop thinking about it, and it could be impacting their sleep as well with the Nine of Swords. The Page of Pentacles. Yeah, definitely see a message, but like, this person has been stressing out about this message, or like, even if it comes in a very fun, lighthearted way, or you can't sense that this person had trouble figuring out how to formulate that message, best believe they did, because with the Nine of Swords, it's like they're over analyzing how they're communicating with you. They're over analyzing how to approach you or have some sort of a new start here. What's the King of Cups? The Eight of Pentacles. This is someone who wants to work on this connection. So you could be seeing an increase in their effort this week, or there's something that they communicate to you that kind of lets you know that they are wanting to see more progress, or they are doing something from their end to build with you. This could also be someone who is connecting or contacting you while you are at work. So it could be something that feels a bit unexpected. And it's like they're wanting to build with you. And so the Page of Pentacles could really be an energy of offering you something small, but it has the potential to grow into something more, or grow into something larger. The World card. There could be some sort of physical distance between the both of you, which could result in more like online communication between the both of you this week. But I see it as almost like one chapter closing out, wanting a new start here, feeling very hesitant when it comes to communicating with you or figuring out the right thing to say. But really, what they're wanting is to prove to you that, or prove themselves to you, or prove their love to you through practical effort. It's like what they're communicating is, I want to work on this, I want to build with you. But they're hoping that they're going about it the right way. And as much as the Eight of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles could be more of a practical approach, I definitely feel this person is going to be expressing a lot to you emotionally, because we have the King of Cups being the first card in their feelings. And that's more of like operating from your heart space. Five of Swords clarifying the Page of Pentacles. Something could feel a bit conflicting about this new beginning or their offer here. And that could be the very thing that's stressing them out. Like, for example, if this person is offering you a new beginning, but there's physical distance, maybe that's the thing that feels conflicting, where it's like, I'm wanting to build with Libra, but I'm going to have to communicate to them that I'm going to have to move closer, or there's going to be some sort of patience that is required until we could actually get something off the ground here. Because it's like, yes, they're offering you something, but they feel like it's not enough, or it requires some sort of patience in order to become something bigger. So like initially it's going to feel small, or it's going to feel like it's not much. But that is this person's way of telling you that they are invested, or they are working towards creating something more with you. It's just what they want with you for the future is something that they don't feel comfortable executing in the now. So whether it's physical distance, whether it's, something's going on for them emotionally, whether it's they're over analyzing the situation. The Eight of Pentacles is being clarified by the Wheel of Fortune. Yes, something is working out for you much better than you expected it to. It's almost like a finally moment, or like some sort of a breakthrough that you're feeling. I see this as very positive with the World card as well as the Wheel of Fortune. But this person may feel like, connecting with you has also resulted in them feeling like they're at some sort of a crossroads. The Wheel of Fortune and the World card could also be symbolic for some sort of a large decision that you have to make, or the decision feels large because it impacts other areas of your life. So they feel like they're at, what feels like a, fork in the road here. They may have a very specific way of doing things that they're trying to detach from, or they're trying to change their approach. Two of Wands. Yeah, there's some sort of physical distance or like something to do with travel. Like even if you and this person, reside close to each other, this may be an individual who like constantly travels for work, or they are, constantly traveling for maybe other purposes such as family or that sort of thing. But there's something to do with like physical distance that may be impacting this connection. So it's like, I want to work this out with you, but we're going to have to be patient. Or there's something that feels a little bit inconsistent about their energy because of the physical distance. Death card. What's the Death card? Some of you could be thinking of a Scorpio, the Moon, and the Queen of Cups, and we have the King of Cups. You're going to get a chance to express how you feel. Queen of Cups and King of Cups is this person feeling like you guys are a true pair match. Like the emotional connection is something that they cannot deny. They're also becoming very tired of suppressing how they feel towards you. With the Death card being clarified by the Moon, that's a strong energy of like something closing out or something not working, but this person feeling like they were keeping their emotions to themselves about that very ending. So it's like on the outside, it could have seemed like it wasn't really impacting this person, but really it was. And that's something that you're going to figure out through this conversation that you guys are going to have. And what I see is someone who's very determined to work on a connection with you, but this may be a connection that requires some sort of patience, because I do sense physical distance here. Okay, so that's what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Scorpio. Okay, Scorpio. So the person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Let's see. Eight of Cups on the bottom of the deck, and we have the Ace of Pentacles. You could be receiving some sort of an offer this week, or it's like with the Eight of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles, it could be when you're detaching or releasing from what no longer serves you, you are walking into something that feels more stable. So it doesn't necessarily mean that it's a brand new connection, but it could even be, releasing or detaching from some sort of an outcome where you're able to see how you could have a new start with, someone here. So let's see. There's some sort of a painful ending that is closing out or coming to an end here. How does this person feel about Scorpio? Things could even be feeling a little more stable between you and someone else, or like you're seeing how things could get to that space if it's not, actually happening this week. Ace of Cups. The King of Wands. Yeah, this is a very strong energy of you closing the door on something that has just been very difficult for you to process. And with the Ace of Cups and the King of Wands, this is an offer, like an incoming offer. Someone is highly attracted to you with the King of Wands. Could be a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. But why this person could be feeling very drawn to you is like the energy that you exude. You're very nurturing, you're very caring. It's also your emotional IQ. Like this person could feel like you're very emotionally intelligent, but also super intuitive. There's something that feels very balanced about you or your energy. And I see someone who's heavily fixated on you this week because they're coming in, with their cup of love or wanting to offer you some sort of a new start here. Something to do with your like sense of style is really standing out to this person. right? So, whether you are a male or a female, it's just the way that you dress, maybe like the way that you do your hair or the way that you style yourself. There's something about that coming through very strongly. Actually, some of you may be in the fashion industry. Nine of Swords. What's the Ace of Cups? The Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, this is someone who sees potential in this connection here. And Nine of Swords could be someone who's feeling a bit worried because they're over analyzing the situation. That card could also be read as like unnecessary worry. So it doesn't necessarily mean that something had to happen where, that's the very thing that's causing this person to feel worried. It could just be that they're a little up in their mind when it comes to the connection with you. The Seven of Pentacles clarifying the Ace of Cups is someone, offering you their cup of love, but also seeing or viewing things from a realistic point of view. Like, okay, what do we need to do in order for this to work? Or what do I need to change or alter on my end so that things can run smoothly? And as this person is investing in you or as they're confessing to you, they're really hoping that it's going to be worth it. They're really wanting something to work out here. There's like this burning desire that they feel with the King of Wands energy. When you receive this offer, you may not respond right away. Like, this person could be viewing you as taking your time with responding to a message, or kind of like analyzing them, or being very observant and trying to figure them out prior to accepting some sort of an offer. Like, this person is viewing you as someone who's feeling a little bit skeptical, or you're not trusting the situation entirely this week. There's something that you're still kind of like observing, is the best way for me to explain the energy that's coming through. Ten of Cups. This person has commitment on their mind. This is someone who, wants to build with you. They could even be, there could even be conversations about like wanting children together or creating some sort of a family dynamic here. And I'm also getting, for some of you, like there could be like two families that are joining. And what I mean by that is it could be that like this person has children of their own and you have children of your own, but it's like two families, joining. There's some sort of like a cord here. And I will say, as much as this connection may have started off with, physical attraction, the way that you make this person feel emotionally, or some sort of security that you provide them with, is, drawing them, closer to you. This person is very passionate about you. And they're really paying attention to you this week as well. So like if you guys are communicating, best believe they're paying attention to the details, or they're asking you specific questions pertaining to your future or what you want for your future. Ten of Swords clarifying the Nine of Swords. Yeah, and this is the energy that I was getting when I was opening the spread here. Like there's some sort of a painful cycle that's coming to an end. So the Ten of Swords, obviously the con about that energy is it could be a betrayal or something that is very hurtful to process. But the pro of that card is the worst of it is over. The bad part is over, right? So this could be some sort of an ending that you're going through in your personal life, something that this person is aware of. Or like I said, it could be someone where maybe in the past, they feel like they got off on the wrong foot, or there was an ending that they couldn't really avoid and they're trying to come back from that, which could be the reason why it's clarifying the Nine of Swords. Kind of like I can't stop thinking about Scorpio. I do want to connect with them, but I'm also acknowledging that in the past, things did not work out the way that I wanted them to. And there may be something here that Scorpio is still upset about or skeptical about. The Seven of Pentacles is being clarified by the Knight of Swords. Yeah, this is a very fast moving energy. Like you have someone here who is not only determined, but they're not wanting to waste any time or prolong the process of pursuing things with you. Knight of Swords is also, someone like they could be speaking their truth. Right? There could be something here that has been a little bit hidden, or something here they weren't comfortable revealing, but they could be confessing that very thing to you this week. The World card. The dynamic of this connection is going to shift. You know, the World card is, yes, a positive change, but it's also like a cycle closing out, which is what I was getting persistently. What's the Ten of Swords? The Five of Swords. Let's clarify the Five of Swords, the Knight of Pentacles. Moving away from some sort of mental conflict. So it could be like conversing with you and clearing up maybe something that they feel very confused about. But what I see is someone who is wanting to invest in you. It's like a very fast-moving energy, but the Knight of Pentacles lets me know that this person is still being very practical, or they're still going to take their time with making, you know, a decision about this connection. It's like, yes, it's a fast-moving energy, but they're not being careless. It's more like feeling an urgency to pursue you or not wanting to prolong the process. There could have been an ending or a conflict that kind of slowed things down here. But I see someone who's, you know, determined to fix things with you and actually very fixated on you this week with the King of Wands. Okay. So that's what I'm seeing for you guys. Moving on to Sagittarius. Okay, Sagittarius. So the person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Okay. So we have the Six of Wands on the bottom of the deck, and we have the Page of Wands. Someone really looks up to you, Sagittarius, with the Six of Wands and the Page of Wands. Like, you could be receiving communication quite literally from someone who looks up to you, or there's something that they really admire about you, the way that you carry yourself. With the Six of Wands, you definitely could be in some sort of a public figure, or in the public eye, in other words. Or this is someone who views you as like highly sought after, or as if you receive a lot of attention, like a lot of eyes are on you. Okay, how is this person feeling about Sagittarius? Nine of Swords, the Four of Wands. I'm getting a very interesting message here, guys. It's almost like, not almost, because with the Nine of Swords being the first card in this person's feelings and the Four of Wands followed by that, this is someone who wants a commitment with you. This is someone who wants to take the next step with you, but it's like they feel like they're out of your league, or they're curious, or they want to know if they can meet you halfway, if they are someone that you would be able to like work with, if you guys are on the same page. It's almost like, yes, Nine of Swords is over analyzing a situation, but it's also like this person feels like they're in their own way. It's like they feel very strongly towards you. They even look up to you in a way, and it's like, does Sagittarius feel the same way, or is this far-fetched? There's a lot that goes on for this person mentally and emotionally that they don't communicate to you. And this person thinks about you a lot more than you know, is what I'm getting at here, with that Nine of Swords being the first card, which, you know, lets me know that there's a lot that they keep to themselves. The Fool card. I mean, taking a leap of faith towards you, moving closer to you, wanting to feel closer to you, but there is a part of them that is very hesitant. There is a part of them that questions whether or not they can offer you what they feel like you're deserving of. There could be an age gap between you and this individual, or like there's definitely a difference in like maturity levels. Maybe even you know, this person could be viewing you as more experienced than them, or you're at like a different place in your life where they're like, am I able to add to Sagittarius's life in a way where they will feel like it's positive, in a way where they feel like, you know, I'm meeting them halfway. Like they're very doubtful when it comes to, can they treat you the way that you want to be treated? Ten of Pentacles. What's the Four of Wands? The Two of Swords. So what they're wanting is a higher level of commitment, but something in the now is causing them to feel like they can't see things clearly. And it's interesting because we have the Nine of Swords and the Two of Swords, and Swords energy is more of a like a mental energy. What's going on for you when it comes to your thoughts? So what I see for this person is like they're wanting a commitment with you, but there could be an energy of them feeling like they're in their own way, or they're feeding into their pessimistic thoughts, or something doesn't make sense in their mind, but it doesn't mean that it's not going to work out, in their 3D. It's just feeling very overwhelmed by, what if this happens? What if that happens? What if this doesn't work out the way that I want it to? And what if Sagittarius says this? And a lot of mumbo jumbo when it comes to what's going on for them mentally. But really what it boils down to is wanting to take the next step with you, wanting something to feel more tangible here with the Ten of Pentacles and the Four of Wands. There's also a very strong energy of this person feeling like being with you would require them to leave their comfort zone or do things differently, at least do things very differently from what they're accustomed to or what they're used to. The Fool card is being clarified by the Ace of Swords. This person's going to be confessing their feelings to you. That's what I see. Yes, they are worried. Yes, they're definitely overthinking possibly how to communicate with you, but their worry is not going to outweigh the desire that they have to build something with you. And I'm getting strongly, guys, like if it's not an age gap, this person like really looks up to you, or they're like very inspired by you, or maybe even like if it's a skill that you have, maybe it's what you do for work, maybe it's just the energy that you exude. And in a way, I'm strongly getting that this person could be holding you on a pedestal as well. It's like they're very attracted to you, but they also kind of feel like they're out of your league. Or they're wondering if like the attraction and the feelings are going to be mutual. And like a part of them feels like there's no way Sagittarius feels, how I feel towards them about me. And remember, that goes back to your sense of self, or your self-image, right? So even if you are attracted to this person or you do feel strongly towards them, this is what's going on in their feelings. What's the Ten of Pentacles? Wheel of Fortune. What's the Two of Swords? The Five of Swords. What are they conflicted about? Exactly. So how to communicate to you, how to come in and confess, but offer you something very stable. And like, really, I don't see it as a block. It's just someone who's in their own way, or they're really over analyzing something where it feels a lot more complex in their mind than the reality of it. I don't see that worry stopping them from communicating with you, but I do feel like this person is like, as they're conversing with you, they're wondering in their mind, am I getting ahead of myself? Am I saying the right thing? Maybe I shouldn't have said that. Like, it's just it's a little bit of a jittery energy, if you will. And this could just be someone, like you could be dealing with an air sign, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, or it's someone who embodies that energy where, they're up in their mind quite a bit here. It's a highly intelligent individual, but like there's something about connecting with you, or something about you, really, if I'm being transparent, that makes them feel like, can this actually be a reality? Because this is someone who's viewing you as like their dream partner or their ideal partner here. The Ace of Swords is being clarified by the King of Swords. So they're trying their best not to show their emotions, or show their confusion or what's bothering them on the outside. They're trying to be truthful with you. They're approaching things in a very logical way. And even though their emotions are overwhelming on the outside, they're not, like, that's not visible to you. This is someone who feels so deeply towards you, Sagittarius, that they're trying to make sense of their emotions. Like, this is someone who rationalizes when it comes to their emotions. Like, yes, I feel so deeply towards Sagittarius, but why? Because there's a side of them that's coming up that they're not used to, or a side of them that you're bringing up that they're not used to, that they're not familiar with. Okay. So that's what I'm seeing for you guys. Moving on to Capricorn. Okay, Capricorn. So the person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Seven of Pentacles. Hold on, guys. I just dropped a card here. Okay, what's that card? Four of Wands. So we did see the Seven of Pentacles, Four of Wands. observing, you know, a connection or a higher level of commitment here. Okay, you could be thinking of a Pisces. We have the Hanged Man on the bottom of the deck, and then we have the Eight of Wands. So you're receiving communication after some sort of stagnancy here. Yeah, there's like a pause, and then there's communication. So it could even be someone who has been silent when it comes to you or when it comes to this connection for quite some time. But I do see some sort of progress or communication opening up here. Let's see. How does this person feel about Capricorn? Wheel of Fortune, okay. Judgment, okay. Two major arcanas here. You definitely could be dealing with a fixed sign Capricorn, so that would be Aquarius, Leo, Scorpio, or a Taurus. Heavy Scorpion energy here. The way this energy is coming through, guys, is like something that may have felt like it was over or something that had ended for you. It's not like the feeling's not mutual. Like this is someone who feels like this is not over or there's some sort of unfinished business here. And so the Wheel of Fortune as well as a Judgment is a new start or something working out in your favor, but it happens after some sort of a wake-up call or a realization. So this is someone who's having a realization about you or a realization about this connection and maybe where things are between the both of you, because I did sense that there's some sort of stagnancy and then there's, you know, open communication between the both of you. So like, for example, they could be realizing that if they don't reach out to you, then this may be a chapter that just, you know, ends up being closed or remaining closed. And so that could be the reason why they're reaching out here. Emperor. You could be dealing with an Aries. This could be an authoritative figure, someone who's in, you know, a position of power, Four of Swords. Yeah, I'm strongly getting like this person is, you know, wanting a new start or reaching out to you because there's something that they've specifically healed from or released. So like, you know, if there's something that occurred in the past and they were holding a grudge or holding on to some sort of frustration, they feel like they're able to release that or they've forgiven the past so that they can move forward. Now, with the Emperor, I will say in their feelings, there may be a very specific way that they want things to progress between the both of you, or they have like a specific vision in their mind of how they want things to go. As far as the Four of Swords clarifying the Wheel of Fortune, it really is like a finally kind of energy for you, even this person, because they feel like things have been at a pause and, you know, they're finally picking up again, or having a conversation with you is helping them feel like things are actually moving instead of just remaining at one space here. Knight of Wands. There's a lot of attraction, a lot of passion. And the Knight of Wands always gives me the energy of someone who feels like an urgency to pursue what they're passionate about. So like, yeah, it could be read as unexpected communication, but I see it as someone who's like, I want to do something and I want to do something now. Or this situation has been stuck for too long. And it could even be that they are reaching out to you very impulsively. So they feel like a strong emotion of opening a conversation with you. And they're like, you know what, I'm just going to do it before I overthink and end up not doing it. So like the way this person reaches out to you or like the time that they reach out to you could be very unexpected. Four of Wands, which is what fell out of the deck here as I was shuffling. You could have definitely been in a higher level of commitment with this person in the past, and that could be the reason why they feel like there's some sort of unfinished business. But here's what I'm seeing, guys. Like, yes, there is a pause, but this person has always viewed you as a sense of like, or viewed you as home, or viewed you as that is who I want to be with, despite what's going on, despite the anger, or despite the distance. With the Emperor and the Four of Wands, it's like, I want to build with you, you know, they're making some sort of long-term plans, or they have some sort of long-term plans in mind here. There could even be some sort of a milestone or some sort of a goal that they've attained that they want to share with you. Four of Swords, Nine of Swords. What's the Knight of Wands? The Queen of Wands. Oh wow, it started raining here. Sorry if you guys hear the raindrops on my window, but you know, your ability to not only be authentic, okay, but know yourself and know your worth to the point where you're able to actually remove yourself from a situation that is not working out for you the way that you want it to, is something this person admires. It's like your energy, the way that you carry yourself, the way that you put yourself first is something this person actually finds attractive. With the Nine of Swords clarifying the Four of Swords, really it's a clear message that the silence is what's impacting this person. You know, the fact that things have been stuck for a very long time is what's impacting this person, hence why they're coming forward and they feel like an urgency to do that. Four of Wands, the Devil, there's your energy. What's the Devil? The Eight of Pentacles. This person can't stop thinking about you this week, Capricorn. Like, they could be trying to use work as a distraction. They could be trying to, you know, go out more or be more social. Anything that they're trying to use to avoid thinking about you, they can't stop thinking about you, hence why they're coming back around here. And like, the Devil could also come up when someone feels like a strong attachment towards you. In some cases it could be, you know, it could be an unhealthy attachment, but what I see here is someone who's very determined to work something out with you. And yes, there has been distance. Yes, you know, there have been moments that really stress this person out. Maybe even on your end, Capricorn, you feel stressed out. But the commitment with you or taking the next step with you is something that is still weighing very heavily on their mind. Even if there's some sort of frustration that they were holding on to, they feel like they've healed that because they're still thinking about the emotions that they have towards you. Eight of Pentacles, the Ace of Cups, a new start. So you have someone here who's determined because they know or they feel like things are meant to be with you, or there's unfinished business, because even if things felt like they were over for you, even if there was a pause or a separation, they still continued to think about you. Their emotions were still very much, or are still very much there. Okay. So that's what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Aquarius. Okay, Aquarius, let's see the person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. You could be thinking of a Leo. We have the Sun card on the bottom of the deck, and we have the Ace of Wands. Seems to me that it's a very positive or uplifting energy. The Sun and the Ace of Wands could be some sort of an offer or a new beginning that makes you very happy. It could even feel like a breath of fresh air. So it could be read as like a breakthrough in a situation as well. Let's see. How is this person feeling about Aquarius? Yeah, it's like a new beginning that makes you very excited, or it's a renewal of hope or excitement in an existing connection here. Queen of Swords, King of Pentacles. You could be dealing with an earth sign, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. You have someone here who definitely wants to invest in, you know, a connection with you, but the way that they're viewing you is as if you are feeling tired or exhausted when it comes to either the connection, or there's something about your energy that is letting this person know that you're very exhausted with maybe where you are currently in you know, this dynamic, or maybe something going on in your personal life, but they're viewing you in a very overwhelmed or exhausted energy. And again, I did sense like there was like a renewal of, you know, hope or passion or emotions here, but it could be that there is some sort of an ending that occurred in the past as well. Nine of Pentacles. viewing you as, enjoying your singlehood, viewing you as very stable, someone who's extremely independent. But it's like, yes, they're wanting to invest in a connection with you, but this approach is very realistic. Like, it's, for example, if there's something here that they feel like is not working, they want to discuss it. If there's, if you're connecting with this person, they're thinking about how to make things or how to have things feel more tangible. Like, it's a very, yes, realistic and practical approach. Like, what can I do in the now so that this can, grow into something larger? They're trying not to get ahead of themselves, and they're trying not to they're trying not to think from just their heart space. Like, it's like, I need to be logical about this as well. That's the kind of energy that's coming through here. The Star card. You're really special to this person. And I feel like with the Star card, clarifying the Queen of Swords, like, they feel you're very tired. They feel you're very overwhelmed, but they view you as someone who's very nurturing, someone who has a lot of love to give, someone who has been there for them even during very difficult times here. And the Star card could also be an energy of this person feeling very hopeful or holding on to some sort of faith that you guys will come together or you guys will be able to work something out here. There's also something coming out about, you knowing how to give to a situation and nurture a situation, but also having the ability to kind of just draw your energy back and completely withdraw from a situation. So there could be like a very black and white energy when it comes to you, Aquarius, or the way that you deal with things. And that's something that's visible to this person as well. And when I see the Star card, I also feel like it's someone that is following their intuition when it comes to you. They're feeling guided in your direction. The Five of Cups. This is someone who's really missing you. There could even be a level of disappointment when it comes to the past. But in the Five of Cups, the Three Cups are on the ground, but there's two that are still standing. And Two of Cups in tarot is, a very strong, connection. It also has a lot, or it's associated with listening to your higher self. So it's kind of just confirming what I'm telling you guys here. Even if there's a level of disappointment, even if there's an energy of, well, I'm not really happy with how things worked out in the past, they're like, I still feel very deeply towards Aquarius, so I'm going to try again. But there's something that feels more practical about their approach this time around. There's a very strong energy of this person not allowing their emotions to cloud their thoughts. And what I mean by that is, you may be thinking, well, they're expressing their emotions to me or they feel deeply towards me. That's why they're coming back around. Correct. So they are operating from their heart space, but it could be that they felt they were overly sensitive in the past, or their emotions clouded their thoughts to the point where it wasn't a practical or logical approach at all. It's like they're trying to find the balance between both. Seven of Wands, very protective of this connection with you. So it may be something that they're keeping to themselves. It's not really like something that they're communicating to their friends or family here. And the Seven of Wands is clarifying the Nine of Pentacles. So really it could, even be an energy of this person feeling a bit defensive because you're in an independent energy with the Queen of Swords as well as the Nine of Pentacles. So it's like, I'm coming back around. I want to reconnect with Aquarius. I'm still holding on to, or I'm still hopeful that we can work something out. But does Aquarius feel the same way? Because I feel like they're more focused on themselves in the current moment. It really is your ability to detach. It's almost like if you haven't been speaking to this person, they have been questioning their own existence. It's like when you make a decision, you stand by it, right? So like going back to what I was saying, it's that very black and white energy that has this person a little bit confused or a little bit defensive or hesitant. Seven of Pentacles. What's the Five of Cups? The Four of Wands. Yeah, definitely commitment on their mind. Seven of Pentacles, hoping that it's worth the investment, hoping that something progresses the way that they want it to. And I feel strongly with the Seven of Pentacles, you're going to see an increase in this person's effort. They have analyzed the situation and they have realized where there's a need or room for improvement. And that's what they're working on. Very observant of you this week as well. So like paying attention to the details, possibly even asking you very specific questions. What's the Seven of Wands? The Hierophant. Wow. It's the Hierophant. The Four of Swords. and the Six of Swords, moving closer to you, wanting to feel closer to you. You have someone who has commitment on their mind, but they know that they need to take baby steps, or they need to be more realistic about it. Like, this could be someone who wanted a commitment with you in the past, but there's something coming through very strongly about letting their emotions get in the way. So, for example, if it was the fact that they let some sort of frustration or anger get in the way, or they felt like they were maybe responding to things in an emotionally immature way, right? This is someone who's determined to take more of a realistic approach to build something with you. Four of Swords and Six of Swords. I have healed from what I needed to heal from, and I'm ready to move closer to you. Let's put this behind us. Because the Six of Swords is, yes, moving closer to you or moving to calmer waters, but it requires you to leave something behind, more specifically mentally, right? So there could be something that was impacting them mentally, something that they were constantly thinking about that they're letting go of or releasing so they can move closer to you. Okay, so that's what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Pisces. Okay, Pisces, so the person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Page of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck, and we have the Seven of Pentacles. Definitely see an incoming message with the Page of Pentacles. I do read the pages in the deck as messengers. But with the Seven of Pentacles, it may be a message that you're not responding to initially, or there's some sort of like, not really a waiting game, but you're observing this message prior to responding to it. Some of you, you're receiving a message from the person that you're thinking about, although with the Seven of Pentacles, you're like, should I respond? Is it going to be worth it? Is something going to be different this time around? Or are we going to, you know, have a rerun? Because Seven of Pentacles is really just looking at a situation and asking yourself if it's worth the investment. Okay. How does this person feel about Pisces? Okay, Four of Pentacles and the Eight of Pentacles. You could be dealing with an earth sign, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. This person's very career oriented, or there's some sort of a financial goal that they're working towards with the Four of Pentacles as well as the Eight of Pentacles. Like, that could quite literally be someone who is budgeting, someone who is, you know, saving up for something like a large purchase here. Yeah, definitely could be an earth sign, or there's like a heavy focus on their career, their finances, their stability. And it's interesting because we did see the Page of Pentacles as well as the Seven of Pentacles as I open this spread. So like, this person could be reaching out to you, and you could possibly be, you know, kind of wondering or analyzing this person and asking yourself if it's going to be worth it. Like, there's something that you're questioning here. What I see is someone who is investing in you or wanting to invest in this connection here. But with the Four of Pentacles, there could be a little bit of a held back energy. So they're giving you just enough to work with, but there could be times that they're very held back, or they're withdrawing their energy. Could even be symbolic for like a very on and off connection here. You could be thinking of a Leo. They're gaining clarity when it comes to something on their end, specifically about their behavior. So like, I'll give you an example. It could be someone who's like, you know, I'm very inconsistent, and that's why, you know, Pisces doesn't trust me. Or I speak to Pisces in, you know, a specific tone, and maybe that's why, you know, things escalate between Pisces and I. Like, there's something here that they're realizing on their end, more specifically about their behavior, and realizing how that's impacting, you know, the dynamic, or that's altering the dynamic of the connection here. And the sun card is about clarity or something being illuminated to this person, but there's also like a renewal of energy or hope that this person has when it comes to the connection with you. So they could be feeling more confident about, or they could be feeling more confident about investing in a connection with you, or feeling more confident about the progress in this connection here. Could be thinking of a Virgo, the Hermit clarifying the Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, like this is like there's a very career oriented energy, yes, but this may also be someone who is like a lone wolf, or something to do with their career requires them to spend a lot of time on their own. And with the Four of Pentacles, it could cause them to struggle with allowing someone else in their space. The Four of Pentacles could also be, and the Hermit could be an energy of, I really want to connect with Pisces, but am I realistically going to have the time and emotional availability to pursue a commitment with Pisces? Because Eight of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, this is like a very logical perspective, or someone who, yes, they care deeply about you, but they're looking at things from a perspective of, is this actually realistic? Is this actually going to work? Am I actually going to maintain this? Be able to maintain this? Eight of Swords. They could be feeling some sort of mental restrictions. Eight of Swords could be like, feeding into their negative thoughts, or it could be someone who is thinking about the worst case scenario. It could just be, a case of self-sabotage where they're in their own way. But Eight of Swords is usually you feeling stuck because of something that you're constantly telling yourself. And like, I see someone who is acknowledging that they care about you because they think about you even while they are at work. And for some reason, that's a big deal here. So, like, maybe you're dealing with like a business owner or someone, like I said, that's very career focused and oriented. But the thing about that is, as much as they're thinking about you, there's something here that doesn't feel tangible, but they want it to. There's something here that they're like trying to see how it could be realistic. Even if it's like feeling like they have a lot on their plate, maybe what's on their mind is, do I have enough time and energy for a commitment right now? Am I going to be able to follow through on the promises that I make to Pisces? So again, very realistic approach here. The Sun card is being clarified by the Eight of Wands. So a lot of back and forth communication that's going to make you very happy. I also see with the Eight of Wands that this person is, as they're communicating with you, like their feelings are growing. There's even an energy of them feeling more and more excited or passionate towards exploring things with you. But there is a part of them that's like, okay, wait, don't get ahead of yourself. Be realistic. Can you actually maintain this? Can you actually manage this? So it's like they're not allowing their emotions or their passion to completely cloud some sort of a very logical perspective that they have when it comes to this connection. Ten of Cups. What's the Eight of Swords then? The Queen of Wands. Let's clarify the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Pentacles and the Nine of Wands. This person does feel like they get ahead of themselves, or they feel like there's like this burning desire that they have when it comes to you. And as much as there's a lot of passion and attraction, they're not wanting that to cloud an actual plan or a realistic plan that they have in mind. You have the Queen of Pentacles as well as the King of Pentacles, which means they do see the potential. They do feel like it's something that can, become very stable, but there's a bit of a guarded energy. So even if you're conversing with this person, they're giving to the connection with you, they're opening up, but to an extent. You may find that they withdraw their energy at times, and it's because they're trying to make sense of it all in their mind. It's almost like they're looking at the situation with you as it makes them feel very good and they feel very passionate about it. But can it be something that is successful in the long run? Can it be something like there's something about it that needs to feel a little more certain, a little more grounded is what I see for them to fully dive in. Okay. So that is what I'm getting for you guys. I really do hope you are able to find a message that resonated with you here today. And thank you so much for your time.